Welcome to the Training Principles mini course where we're going to talk about total transformation, the training principles we use, and how you can utilize them in your own training to get the most bang for your buck and maximize your progress. So the first training principle, and we've got 4 of them that we're going to talk about today, is controlling the tempo. Now, why should you control the tempo? First and foremost, safety. We want to make sure that you are safe when you're in the gym and working out, right? Not only because nobody wants to get hurt, but also because if you're hurt, that means you can't be in the gym continuing to make progress. So it ends up setting you back even further. The second piece is that eccentric strength is stronger than concentric strength, which is just a fancy way of saying that on the squeeze, you're actually weaker than you are on the way back down as you control it. For example, a chest press. When I punch my hands away from me, I'm actually weaker than I am when I control the weight back down. So by going slower on the way back down, I can take advantage of that eccentric strength and get a better overall stimulus for whatever target muscle I'm working. In life, we all know good things take time, and that's just like a high quality rep. That's not saying that you have to sit in there and each rep has to take 30 seconds, but you do want to have control, take your time to make sure you're executing it correctly, safely, and getting the best stimulus possible. A good starting place for just about any movement that you do is going to be a 1 count concentric or squeeze, and then 2 counts on the eccentric. So going twice as long on the way down for a chest press as you do when you punch your hands away, or taking twice as long to control the weight back up on a lat pull down than you do actually coming down in the squeeze. Okay, most movements, that's going to be appropriate for a good starting place when it comes to controlling the tempo. The second principle is training with a full range of motion. This can be defined as, in our book, taking the acting joint through as much range of motion as possible without compromising other structures. So if we're looking at a leg press example, where you're sitting down and pressing your feet away from you, the acting joint would be your knees and your hips. Those joints are where we want to get as much bend as possible, taking them through as full a range of motion as possible. Now, if you get to a certain point and continue going lower, you might feel that your lower back starts to round, that your butt comes up off that seat. That means that you've gone too far. Your hips have bent as far as they can, your knees have bent as far as they can based on your setup, and now that lower back rounding is just your body compromising to help you get lower. You're not actually getting more growth for your legs or for your glutes. It's transitioning into the lower back, and we don't want that. Leg press example again, we're coming as low as we can without that butt coming out of the seat or that low back starting to round. Training with a full range of motion is going to get you a better stimulus. That means you're going to get more bang for your buck out of each rep. You're going to build more muscle or have more muscle building potential with each rep than you would doing a partial rep. Now, don't get me wrong. Are you going to build some muscle doing half reps? Sure. Is it going to be as much as it can? No, and we're all about maximizing your progress, as we'll talk about later. Another key piece is building better joint health. By restricting the range of motion and training with half reps, all you're going to do is hide the issue for now. You're just masking the pain. Whereas training with a full range of motion is going to strengthen your joint through the entirety of that range, which will reduce your future pain and your future injury risk as well. Now, training with a full range of motion is something that a lot of people have to work up to. So we're going to do that, but that's where we want you all to end up, is using a full range of motion on all of your exercises to, again, get the most bang for your buck out of each rep when it comes to building muscle and keeping your joints healthy. The next piece is increasing stability. By increasing stability in the exercise, you're going to make it a better movement. You're reducing the impact of as many factors as possible that don't relate to the main goal of that movement. Going back to the leg press example, the objective there is to build bigger, stronger legs, right? Barbell back squat, another exercise used for building the legs. However, balance and core stability demands in the back squat may make it feel harder, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a better movement for building your legs. Feeling harder isn't necessarily an indicator, right? Now, where less stability is required for that leg press, because you just sit down and press your legs away from you, right? There's much less stability demands and core strength required to execute it correctly. That's going to give you a better stimulus for your target muscles, for the legs in that leg press example. Now, more effective exercises are going to get you to your goal more efficiently. And by increasing stability in our exercises, we're making them more effective and, again, getting to your goal more efficiently in less time. The last thing that we're going to be looking for in good exercise selection is something that is highly loadable. That means it's easier to progressively increase the load over time. This comparison right here, dumbbell tricep kickback. That is a fine exercise. However, I've been training for years. I weigh well over 200 pounds, and 5 pounds is still hard for me, right? It is just a tough exercise to add any weight to once you get to a certain point. Whereas on a cable pushdown, you're able to do much more weight. That doesn't necessarily mean there's more stress being placed on the joint, but having the ability to do more weight means it's easier to increase that load over time. Now, progressive overload, which is increasing the weight or the reps, etc. over time, is the key to making progress. You are not making progress if you are not progressively increasing the load or the reps, etc. Now, a highly loadable exercise is going to make it easier to manage that progressive overload. Again, the dumbbell tricep kickback example, going from 5 pounds to 10 pounds is going to take forever. Whereas on a cable pushdown, going from 40 pounds to 45 pounds is a much smaller jump, relatively speaking. That tricep kickback example, going from 5 to 10 pounds, would be the equivalent of going from 40 to 80 pounds on that pushdown. Big difference, right? So by being able to make those little incremental jumps relative to the load that you're doing, it's going to make it that much easier to get the extra rep, do the extra 5 pounds, so that you can continue making progress over time. Now, why do we focus on these training principles? First, they're going to help you look and feel your best, right? If you're taking care of your joints and training smart, you're going to feel good when you work out. You're not going to feel beat down. And also, showing up and training smart is going to help you build your dream body. The second thing is it's going to help you maximize your progress. That's what we're all about, is helping you fulfill your potential or get you to where you want to be. You obviously want to make progress. We want that to be maximized so that you can see the best progress during your time that you spend in there. And continuing off of that is making the most of your time. Training smarter means that you're going to get the most bang for your buck with each session. If you're watching this video, chances are you don't have 10, 15 hours a week to be spent in the gym several hours a day, 6 days a week, right? Chances are that's just not you. You're probably more, like most people, spending an hour a day, 3 days a week, or 45 minutes to an hour a day, 4 days a week, and that's about all the time you can spend. And that is plenty if you are training smart. And again, that's not a lot of time. So we want to make the most of every single minute that you're in there training to, again, maximize your progress and make the most of those couple hours a week that you get to spend building your dream body.